Gotham Knights. So yeah, quite interesting. So WB Games Montreal, who I think personally, and I'm not sure if you share this view, but I think they've been very maligned for their prequel entry, Batman Arkham Origins, which I thought was a good game, but it's almost like people try to make it seem like that doesn't even exist in the Arkham series of games. Gotham Knights, long rumored, teased many times for about a year now, or over a year, set in the Batman universe, and it does incorporate a new entry to Batman's Rogues Gallery, which is the Court of Owls, which was also heavily rumored and then also teased at. So again, here we actually had the trailer and the gameplay footage, and as we called out in the last segment, coming out in 2021, but it is coming out on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and then also PC, not Switch. Don't think it will be coming out on Switch. And yeah, like I thought this was a really cool trailer as well. And the trailer actually opens with Batman is dead. What were your impressions of the trailer and the gameplay footage?
So the trailer didn't sell me much at all, honestly.
Ah, wow. Okay, yeah, go on.
Just because I'm several games behind in the Arkham games alone, and so it didn't kind of hook me. Also, I don't have a lot of knowledge or connection to essentially any of the characters which is what Batgirl,
Ah, okay.
Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, and obviously
It's
you've got
it's
a whole
simple. Can I
got a whole
break it
bunch
down
of
to you?
Robins in there, but
Can I break it down to you? Nightwing used to be Robin. Red Hood used to be Robin. Robin is Robin. There's many others who are Robin. Okay, so you don't know those characters that well.
no, well, I know of them, but I
Yeah.
can't say I've sat there. Like, my knowledge essentially of Batman has generally come from the films.
Ah,
And
okay. They
obviously
don't really
Robin's
cover
been
those
in the
characters
films,
too
but like
much.
Nightwing, like I can't remember if, for instance, the Robin that was in was Batman Forever, that loved Batman film, was Dick Grayson or someone else, or I don't think it was Jason Todd, but
No,
um
it was Dick
but
Grayson, I think.
what I was going to say is, while the trailer didn't really hook me, I actually quite liked the gameplay footage. I think it was like an 8-minute gameplay video that they had where they ran through a mission. There was I believe, in Mr. Freeze's
Yep.
storyline. That was
Yeah.
actually interesting to watch, and I'm glad that they kind of did show you that there is still some stealth in this, because I was very worried that I loved the stealth in Arkham Asylum, and
Mm.
stealth has always been one of my favorite gameplay mechanics. And it's good that even though it does support two-player co-op, it doesn't mean that you can't do stealth. But I guess it depends on the character you choose.
Yeah, and I think as opposed to Suicide Squad, it seems like the co-op part is not as integral, but it does support, like the whole game does support two-player co-op, but they've kind of made it clear that it's very much a single player game. A lot of the gameplay footage was just the single player. Like it wasn't, the multiple players on the screen or anything like that. And weirdly enough, like for me, this game so far, I'm like, wow, this is just a successor or a link into the Arkham universe, or the Arkham games, I should say. But the thing is, after the presentations, they came out and made it really clear that this is not a successor or in the Arkham series, and Suicide Squad is, which I thought was like really weird. And I'm not sure if that's a Rocksteady throwing their weight around a little bit, which can happen in these kind of situations, where they'll be like, hey, Arkham is our baby and our thing that we've really driven, so we'll continue those storylines, and you can do something that's off in the distance, which is, punctuated by the whole Batman is dead. And by the way, can I just say, Batman is dead. I give it a 95% chance you can play, or Batman is in this game as a character later in the game.
I don't think you'd be able to play as him, but I think you'll be in it.
Yeah, he's going to be in there. I'll almost say 99% chance he's going to be in there. Maybe just to play as him, I'd give it maybe 70% chance. And it could be a 5-minute segment. But you'll play as Batman at some point. But
I Probably the thing that most interested me about this was the whole Court of Owls thing.
mm,
That does seem it. Anytime you've got an intriguing narrative hook, um, that it's going to get you more invested in potentially playing the game. So that did seem interesting to me. So we'll see whether or not it ends up, panning out to actually be a great game or not.
Yeah, and as opposed to you, like I actually really loved the trailer. Like I loved everything about this. Like this actually made me really, really hyped for this game. Like I love the trailer, I love the gameplay footage. I've played a lot of the Arkham series. I love those games. A plug for our game of some other year segment. We'll be covering one of the Arkham games. In the considerations for game of some other year. But yeah, like I just think to me it just looked like more Arkham, and I'm all about that. And there's some new stuff around a leveling system which seemed kind of interesting. Yeah, it just seemed like a really, really cool game. I'm really vibing it and really looking forward to it, to be honest, and keen to see when it's actually going to come out because they sort of teased it and it's been in development for a long time, or they haven't really been doing much, WB Games Montreal, because last game that they really released was, from memory, about 2013. So yeah, it's going to be like 8 years since then when this game finally does come out. So here's hoping it's actually earlier in the year rather than too late.